Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. For us Barcelona fans, it doesn't rain, it absolutely pours. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the latest update when it comes to Messi. What is the situation right now? Is there any hope at all that he stays at Barca? The latest is coming up. Let's just do it. And sadly, right now, according to the latest reports and from the most reliable journalists, the feeling is that Messi has very much so made up his mind. The very reliable Alfredo Martinez of Onda Cero came out. He said that basically even the resignation right now of Bartomeu, even that wouldn't be enough to convince Messi to stay at Barcelona. He feels as though enough is enough. This is the moment to leave, the end of a cycle. And the extremely reliable and very much bang on right throughout this entire saga, and going back to Neymar, Marcelo Bechler has come out and he said, you know what, Messi is hurt to leave. It's not an easy decision for him, but he has decided to join Manchester City. That is the club where he wants to play, having already held talks, apparently, with Pep Guardiola, and that is a move that right now definitely is on the cards. Messi could be heading to the Premier League. And there's actually a lot more where that came from right now, with many reports flooding out of the media in terms of Messi and Manchester City, with Man City not only planning on actually putting their Messi in that team with Pep Guardiola at the helm of it all, but actually bringing Messi there as a big part of their entire sporting project. Because there's rumours right now that Messi is going to be handed a 3-year deal at Manchester City, after which time then his time at City would end, but he would then move to New York City FC and actually become an ambassador in the process of City Football Group. And it seems already as though Man City have got much more of a long-term plan, much more here of a solid foundation for Messi than this board managed in 6 entire years. And that's the problem. Quite clearly here, Messi is sick and tired of the mismanagement at Barcelona. And let me just illustrate exactly how bad things have got. Because today, as I discussed yesterday over on More Talk FCB, it was the official presentation of Francisco Trincao on Wednesday morning. Now, before this, I was thinking surely this has to be cancelled. You cannot let this presentation go ahead on this kind of day. Just postpone it a few days, a week, whatever it's going to be. You don't want to bring somebody out and actually unveil somebody in these circumstances. But no, if you want to understand the kind of person that Bartomeu is, the kind of person who is running our football club, just let me explain this. Because Trincao's presentation wasn't postponed. It was not called off. It went ahead this morning and it was an absolute disaster. Bartomeu there didn't postpone it because he wanted to take as much attention as possible away from the Messi situation. And look at this. He showed up for all of the pictures. He was there with Trincao. He was boasting there with the shirt. He had a smile on his face. It makes you sick. It honestly does. Yet, when it came to the press conference, when it came there to the moment where actually somebody at Barcelona was going to be held accountable, somebody there was going to have some serious questions asked to them, where's Bartomeu? Nowhere to be seen. He does a disappearing act. He vanishes into thin air like the complete coward he is, sending out Ramon Planas, the sporting director. Bartomeu, what a despicable man. And in that press conference, inevitably, Planas was asked a number of questions, not about Trincao, not about the talent there that we do see ahead of us, but indeed about Lionel Messi's future. Planas came out and said, we aren't contemplating right now the exit of Lionel Messi. We want him to stay, and we're working internally round the clock to convince Messi to stay at Barcelona. Planas went on to say that Messi has informed the club that he will not be reporting for training on August the 31st, and that his time at the club, he believes, has come to an end. But Planas denied that Messi could leave the club for free via that special exit clause that's in his deal. And once again, this is the absolutely crucial part of all this that I've really got to stress. Because right now, the board's only problem with this entire situation, it's not Messi leaving. It's not the greatest player there just walking out of the back door and in these sort of circumstances. No, that's not even their problem. All they're concerned about is the fact that Messi Messi is leaving for nothing, or could leave for nothing, because according to reports right now, Barcelona would accept a fee of less than his 700 million release clause. Ideally, they would want a fee there that eclipses the 222 million euros we sold Neymar for, which of course is the record for selling a player. And do you know why the board are so desperate to actually sell Messi? Why they're happy to see a player like him, an icon of this club, walk out the door as long as they get a fee for him? Because, quite simply, as we move closer now to the end of their time as a board, towards the end there of their tenure at the club, any amount of debt the club has amassed during their time in charge, they would need to make up that amount from their own pocket. Which means that any debt at all which they've gotten us into, and they have by the way, and it is a considerable amount too, they would then be liable to pay all of that money from their own pockets, from their own bank balances, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why they're happy to force out the best player in our history, providing he cleans up their mess, providing they can use Messi for their own personal gain. And that's also why right now they refuse to resign, because if they resign now, they would all be in a massive, massive mess. So what they'd rather do is drag the club down with them. We will not accept that. We will not stand around and watch this happen. Get out! Right now! And every single update video right now that I'm making, I'm just sitting here thinking, how did we end up in this kind of situation? How was it ever allowed to be so bad? I cannot believe, like I say, and I've said this several times, that we didn't see the kind of protest that we saw yesterday outside the club's offices. Fans there clearly showing they're not happy with the running of this club. But it shouldn't have taken this long. Messi now has been unhappy for quite some time. We've seen this club going rapidly downhill now for year upon year upon year, yet somehow we've had a lack of action. And I think that certainly is something which angers me. I think it angers many of us. That this series of unfortunate events has just been left to unfold in front of our eyes. And now it's chaos. I will keep you updated, guys, the best that I possibly can here on More Talk FCB, as well there over on More Talk FCB, because there's so much coming out right now. There are so many rumours. What I will say is, don't take absolutely every one of them as gospel. Some things that you read will be very, very way off the mark. Some things that you read will be extremely unreliable. Of course, nothing yet is official, and whilst it's not official, we will still have hope that maybe, somehow, things could change. But like I said there at the start, it does seem now that Messi has made up his mind. He's made his decision. I'm sure that he didn't come to this conclusion lightly. I'm sure that it is such a difficult choice to have to make. But quite clearly, he cannot take this anymore. And I, for one, you can't really blame him. So please leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What do you make right now of everything that is going on? And what do you make there of that news that if the board are in that debt, they would need to pay it from their own pocket? And I think that goes a long, long way to explaining what we're seeing right now. I will see you soon with hopefully some better news along the way. We will see. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.